Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to part 2 of the Alive Again short story featuring Countess and another hero in the Tales of Agora storytelling series here that we just started this week. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Again, none of the art here in this video is mine. It is all from people on Reddit, just from the community, really. Tanya Paragon, Sneaky Brothers, Nova Bunny, anybody else. Please go and check all of these folks out, because it's just amazing work. So huge shout out to them, as really their work is fantastic. Marillus Action is a game and screen recorder that offers the lowest megabytes per frame, the lowest computer resource usage, and the highest FPS recording. Check the link in the video description to learn more. Alive Again, Part 2. Countess fell onto familiar polished tiles, tumbling across the floor and bleeding from her many wounds. Near the golden window, Baron Vitali stared at her, aghast. Countess crawled toward him, and he backed away. She caught his foot and pulled herself up to him, snarling. He desperately pushed her away, but her need was too great. Her cheek pressed against his as her teeth found his neck. His life coursed into her, filling her with new energy. She could not stop. When his feeble writhing faded, she let him collapse at her feet. The life had gone from his eyes, but a gentle look remained, that of a man who had witnessed the terrifying beauty of an angel. Her wounds closed and her bones knitted themselves together, but it wasn't enough. She was still weak. She sank onto the sofa next to the corpses of the two young noblewomen, weighing her options. Tara would surely be searching for her, and the way she'd spotted Countess atop the roof in the square suggested that she may have had some sort of charm to help her. It had been centuries since Countess was in a fight like that, and she was about to be in another. It was exhilarating. But why did Tara hesitate, she thought. She could have finished me. She mentally reconstructed that moment, trying to find the answer. Tara standing over her, axe raised high, Countess scrambling over the fallen guardsman. The guardsman. If Tara had swung that axe... Her thoughts were interrupted by the smell of fear. There was someone else in the room. That was good news, for if she was to survive the upcoming fight, she needed a plan, and she needed more blood. The thought of facing Tara again made her heart beat faster with anticipation. She stood and followed the fear across the room, past the dining table to a large cabinet. Inside, the page cowered, eyes screwed shut. "Silly boy," she murmured. She bent down and cradled him in her arms. Her blood-stained lips moved against his shock of brown hair. "Do not worry. You will serve your Countess tonight, and that is surely the highest calling to which your long life could aspire." Countess leaned against the ancient stone sill of Velikov's bell tower, studying the street below. The tower was the highest point in her city, and provided the perfect vantage to watch Tara approach, glancing periodically at the charm she had. High marks for preparation, Countess thought, but it will not help. When they had last met, she'd been caught off guard by the woman's ferocity, but now she was back in control. Weakened and hurting, perhaps, but in control. She decided to let the woman climb the many flights to the top before revealing herself. Let the oaf be out of breath when I kill her, she thought. Down below she could hear Tara's axe splintering the bell tower's door. Countess strolled to the railing, looking down to watch the massive woman stomp up the stairs. On a whim, she took a pebble from the floor and tossed it at the wall near Tara. The stone made a sharp clanging sound against the tower wall, and the warrior's response was instant. She thrust her shield into the darkness at the source of the sound, impacting the wall. The entire tower shuddered from the blow, and Countess laughed. Tara growled and doubled her pace. In a moment she topped the stairs and stood on the landing, glowering into the darkness. "Enough hiding!" the warrior bellowed. "I know you are here." "Oh, Tara," Countess said, striding into the light, "I am not hiding. I'm simply savoring the moment." "You're afraid, Countess. In the square you were eager for the fight, but now you hesitate." "In the square, my dear, I was bored. Now that we're friends, I think this should be far more entertaining." Tara slammed her axe into her shield, and the shockwave blasted outward again, rattling the tower. But this time Countess was ready, leaping to the rafters and back down onto the warrior, slicing a gash along the woman's face. She slipped back into the darkness an instant before the warrior jerked back into the wall. The ancient tower creaked, stones rattling. Countess crouched in the shadows, watching Tara pace the belfry, axe at the ready. She was confident, but still had to find a way to get her blades, or teeth, past Tara's armor. It would not be easy. "Good," she thought. "Haven't you lived long enough?" Tara called out. "Let me put you out of your misery." "To be honest, darling, if you had arrived yesterday, I might have taken you up on that," Countess said, projecting her voice. "But you've given me new purpose, and for that I am grateful." The moment was perfect. Now. She launched herself at the warrior with such force that they both crashed into the wall, causing the tower to shake and sway. She was inside the woman's guard, her teeth finding flesh. Tara bellowed as Countess ripped and tore, blood spraying across her face. Something struck Countess's head, and her gaze went white. In desperation, she let go, staggering. When her vision cleared, she saw Tara before her, a heavy visor covering her face. It had slammed down to save the warrior's life. Reeling from the blow to her head, she again thought death was seconds away. But the warrior staggered as well, blood dripping through the seams in her armor. Countess had injured her so deeply that they were now at each other's mercy. Stones and rafters fell around them, and the great bell began to ring. "Perhaps we'll die together," Countess thought. How droll. Tara shook off her dizziness and lurched toward her, axe dragging behind her. Countess decided it was time to end this contest. She'd used the last of her energy to reach into the darkness, retrieving a very special bargaining chip. A rift opened above her head, and the young page tumbled into her arms, unconscious, but alive. Tara hesitated, swaying. "Oh, yes," Countess said. "You've won, Tara, but I must resort to the basest tactic I have, bargaining." "Even for you," she choked out. "Come now, you spared me once to save the life of a guardsman. Would you do any less for an innocent boy?" "And leave him in your tender care?" Tara shook her head. "He'll die either way." Countess leaned against the windowsill to hide the trembling in her legs, gazing down at Tara. "Which brings us to the bargain. If you depart Velikov immediately and never return, I shall spare this boy and all the children of my city. This I swear. So I ask you, how many lives is your father worth?" Tara's visor slid back to reveal stricken eyes. Countess leaned down, letting her teeth graze the boy's throat. "Think quickly, Tara dear. I'm getting hungry." Tara lowered her axe and stepped back, looking up at the swinging bell that was beginning to unhinge itself from its cradle. With gritted teeth, she looked back down at her foe. "If you ever leave the city," she growled, "I will find you. I know, Tara. I would expect no less. Now run along before that bell squashes us both." Tara turned and stomped to the nearly ruined stairs. Falling rubble bounced off her armor as she descended, disappearing from view. "See you soon," Countess called. When she was sure the woman was gone, she slumped in pain, letting her weakness show. She looked out the window, found the nearest rooftop, and used the darkness to bring herself and the boy there just as the floor gave way beneath them. The page lay in a bed of straw, pale and sickly, but breathing steadily. Countess tousled his brown hair affectionately. "You were useful to me tonight, boy," she said. "In return, I shall grant you and 3 generations of your family immunity for my attentions." She stood, stepping over the body of the unfortunate seamstress whose house she'd escaped to, and vaulted into the window, back up onto the roof. She looked out over her city. Velikov's skyline appeared different without the bell tower, but change was good. It had been hers for so long, and that's why she'd grown bored. Her gaze moved past the city to the horizon and the lands beyond. Yes, change can be good. Countess smiled. There were reasons to feel alive again. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this Terra hero. She's looking pretty darn badass, not gonna lie. And I think, honestly, this is a really cool way of the Epic team letting us know of some, obviously, background story, but also hero abilities, perhaps? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, and of course, guys, subscribe if you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful. Somehow, connect the dots between people, I'm not sure, or even forecast abilities, I don't know. Please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Like always, everything that you can help me out, support me, is down in the video description. My website for my decks, merchandise store, get some cool shirts and literally everything else. It's kind of crazy. And the Amazon affiliate links and stuff are down there as well. Till next time, like always, guys, stay optimistic and positive.